and welcome to this episode of Musically Cogitating, a podcast about the relevance and importance of living in contemporary music of all kinds and about how all of that music impacts our everyday lives. I am your host, Ciyadh Wells. Thank you so much for joining me here on what is the Musically Cogitating podcast's first birthday. So, yes, the podcast is 1 year old, and if you can tell by the title, that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So, any important and relevant links will be in the show notes. As always, I try to keep those really nice, organized, spiffy, and full of notes and things. So, check those out, and be sure to stay tuned to the end of this episode, which won't be super long today, but be sure to stay tuned as I have something special that I'm going to share with you and announce. I wonder what that could be. As I said, today I am going to briefly reflect on 1 year in podcasting. In my heart of hearts, I am a reflector. I think part of that is from my artistic practice, but I try to spend a lot of time, maybe too much time, reflecting on what I'm doing, if it's working, how to make things better. Do I hate it? Do I love it? What are people thinking of it? I try to spend a lot of time reflecting on things. And so I wanted to do as I do. I wanted to come on here and reflect and cogitate about this year in podcasting. And I started this podcast at the suggestion of someone that I know. And I also started it because, well, I love podcasts. And I've worked on a few other podcasts prior to starting my own show. And I just never really felt that I was in the space to have a show of my own until a year ago. But I've really enjoyed it, and I started this podcast because I love talking about music. I love podcasts, but I love talking about music. I think I'm one of those people, fortunately, who has a lot to say, especially in terms of music and about how music and art impact the way that we exist in the world. I think it's really important to have that sort of commentary out there in the world. And so that's what I like to talk about. That's what I like to listen to. That's what I like to write about. That's what I like to read. And so that's what I like to make. And so that was a big part of why I decided to start the show. And so it's been almost a year, and I'm just really grateful to be here and to say, we did it. I did it. You all did it. You listened to all the episodes, and I managed to make all of the episodes, and I managed to get an episode out to you all every other Wednesday for the past year. And, I know myself. I like to think I know myself pretty well. I think I do. So, a year ago when I started this, I knew that it was going to be something that I loved, and that I was going to stick with it. And it's been a lot of fun making this part of, what I do. I really enjoy it. And the thing is, I'm going to keep doing it, obviously, because I love it and I enjoy it, and I have an endless amount of ideas to talk to you about. And there are so many people that I want to talk to on the show. So, of course, I'm going to keep doing that. I also really wanted to say that I love the medium of podcasts. And I'm really a fan of podcasts. I'm not going to tell you how many podcasts I currently subscribe to in Pocket Casts, which is the player that I use, but it's a lot. So just know that it's a lot, and it's probably more than you. It's probably more than anyone needs, but hey, I am just a lover of podcasts, and so I listen to a lot of podcasts. I have podcasts on all of the time, but because it's my favorite. But I really love the medium. I love that I get to talk to you, and that some of you all have feedback for me and that you talk to me and that we have conversations. And yeah, it's a little weird, right? That I am just talking to you and then you're going to listen to this and then maybe you'll say something to me, maybe you won't. It's a little weird. Parasocial relationships, the relationships that we have with people that we don't really know. It's kind of strange, but it is cool. And I think we have parasocial relationships with a lot of people in our lives that we do or don't know, but we know a lot about their lives, and it's just a lot of fun. And it's really cool that podcasting allows us to be able to do that and to have those relationships. And I have been so grateful for those of you who have reached out to me, who have offered really important feedback that I think has helped to make the show a lot better. And to those of you who just said, hey, I listened to this and I enjoy it. And, to all of you, of course, I say thank you, because I wouldn't be here without you. Although, of course, I would still be here without you because I'm not going to stop making this podcast. But, I theoretically, as the people say, I wouldn't be here without you. And that's true. I wouldn't be here without you. The podcast wouldn't really be a podcast. It would just be me talking to myself about music and wondering about, streaming services and talking about trash and art and music and all of those things. So yeah, I really love this medium. I really love this podcast, and I'm excited to see where it goes and how it grows in this next phase, or in the next year, actually. I, as a reflector, have goals that I want to achieve when it concerns this podcast. And so the first goal is obviously to just make more episodes of this show. And I also want to make more podcasts. So yes, like more shows that are not this show. So have several different podcasts that I run, and it'll be a while before some of those other ones come to life, because this is my baby. This is the one I love. This is the one I like talking about the most. This is the one that I want to share the most, and I want to put most of my effort into right now. But there will be another podcasts, or 2 or 3, that I produce in the coming year and or years. So that's one of my goals. I want to do more writing for the blog, which is up. It does have things on it. It doesn't have a lot of things on it, but it does have a few things there. And there are going to be more things. I'm going to kind of backpost some stuff there as well. But I want to write more blogs for the website and that go along with the show. Of course, I'm going to share as much as I can on the socials, as I say. So, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and yeah, there's a YouTube channel. I don't know that I'll vlog on the Musically Cogitating podcast YouTube channel, but there are interviews, some that I've done the video for. Those are there, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, I want to share more on socials. I have a goal to release some more merch, so thank you to everyone who has purchased your sticker bookmark set so far. We still have a couple of those left, and I'm going to be making some more merch and awesome stuff, which I'll get to in a moment. And I want to have more guests on the show. So I really, really like the kind of guest to solo monologue ratio that I've got going here. And so I want to keep up with that. But I do want to have guests, and I really enjoy talking to people. And I have to say that a lot of the feedback on the interview shows has been really, really positive. It's those that people will always say, oh yeah, I really enjoyed that conversation with this person. So I know you all love the solo episodes, and you don't need to tell me that. I know already. So yeah, I just receive a lot of feedback about the interview shows, and I want to keep doing those. At some point, and I'm pretty sure that I've mentioned this before, but I do want to go weekly with the show. but now is not quite the right time. Sometime in the upcoming year, so before September of 2022, the show will be weekly, so you'll know because I will of course announce it. But at some point I will go weekly with the show, but for right now I'm really liking this twice a month or every other Wednesday schedule that we're on, and yeah, I like it. And I want to keep talking about music and bringing that into the shows as well. So I have some ideas for how I'm going to talk about music, and not necessarily music criticism, because I don't know how I feel about that, but I will be talking about music more. So, although, of course, the topics that are kind of music adjacent and related are not going anywhere, because that is the point, and it's really special. So, in order to celebrate what is the first birthday of the Musically Cogitating podcast, I am doing 2 merch giveaways. So, this giveaway is going to feature 2 separate prize packages. One of them is going to be what I am calling the Ultimate Musically Cogitating Podcast merch prize pack. And then the other is just the second, not as awesome, but still really cool merch prize pack. So the first one is going to feature, and you will receive if you win, 1 Musically Cogitating Podcast t-shirt / crew neck of your choice from the t-shirt line, which is going to launch soon, but you will get a t-shirt in your prize pack. You will get stickers, including the new subtle sticker design and the original design. You'll get a bookmark. You'll get a card, an enamel pin, and something else that is branded from your favorite podcast, which is, of course, the Musically Cogitating Podcast. So you will receive all of those things. And in the second prize pack, you will receive stickers, bookmark, card, pin, and something else too. There are 2 ways to enter, but please only enter 1 time overall. So I'm going to tell you the 2 ways to enter. The first is to follow at Musically Cogitating Podcast on Instagram. There's a link in the show notes, and you will see there that there's a giveaway post, and just be sure to follow the page. And then on the post, comment your favorite podcast episode so far. So that is the first way to enter. The first way, go to Instagram, follow the Instagram page, and comment your favorite episode so far on that particular post. For those of you who do not have social media, I think you should still be able to enter. And so the second way is to use the link in the show notes that is titled 1 Year Celebration Giveaway. And you'll be taken to a Google form where all you need to do is enter your name and an email address that you will respond to if you win. So those are the 2 ways. Only enter 1 time overall. So please don't comment on the Instagram post and then go submit on the Google form. Just do one of the ways, please. And I will announce the winners of the giveaway on the first episode in October. So there is time, there's plenty of time for you to enter. And I wanted to make sure that I gave everyone enough time in case, you're a little bit behind on some of the episodes, that you will still be able to enter. So again, those are the 2 ways. You will win some awesome stuff. So one person will win the ultimate, and another person will win the not ultimate, but still really fun, I think, giveaway package. And yeah, I am super excited. And this is just my way of saying thank you for listening. You don't have to listen to this podcast, but you choose to support me and the guests and the community around this podcast, and that really means a lot to me, and I wouldn't continue making it if you didn't continue listening. So I'm really grateful for you and for your time, and I really appreciate it. So that's 1 year of podcasting in the books. I released more than 20 episodes. I managed to do it every other Wednesday. I managed to be on time every other Wednesday. I was in the position to be able to put out new stuff every other Wednesday. I haven't done any rebroadcasts yet, although I might try that, So yeah, that's been 1 year, and I really love podcasts. I really appreciate you all, and I cannot wait for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 10th, 30th year of podcasting. Of course, this is a show about music, and so I wanted to recommend something for you to listen to. And this week's music recommendation is Fly, featuring Brittany Howard, and the song is by Nate Smith. So it is so good. Nate Smith is this contemporary jazz drummer, composer, writer, band leader guy, and this song is so good. So I cannot recommend that you listen to it enough. It's, of course, in the Spotify playlist, and if you want me to make an Apple Music playlist, let me know. I can do that too. Don't forget to follow the podcast on social media so that you can enter the giveaway, or of course use the link to the Google form. Of course, and you can always visit the website where there's some blog stuff, there's some other info about the show, and some fun things. There is a newsletter which you can subscribe to, and I will be sending out a newsletter about this giveaway, so stay tuned for that. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, which they tell me that almost half of you are, please give the show a like, rating, and review, as it helps for me to make this show as best as it possibly can be. You can support the show by buying us a coffee or a book, or using the Buy Me a Coffee link in the show notes to purchase a sticker and bookmark set. Of course, you can always share this with a friend, because that is the way that the show is going to grow, and that's going to help me make the show better as well. So that's all I have for you today. I will be back in 2 weeks with a new episode of the Musically Cogitating podcast. Until then.